6 numbers to win jackpot on Monday, 28th April 2025. Have you ever wondered what truly creates luck? Is it just a random number drawn from a machina? Could it be something deeper? A message from the universe, a sign to pause, realign, and awaken something powerful within you. Welcome to the journey of wisdom, where we don't just chase numbers, we uncover the meaning behind them. Because sometimes, the right number at the right time doesn't just change your fortune, it changes your perspective, your path, and your purpose. In today's episode, we're exploring 6 powerful numbers that hold unique energy for Monday, April 28th, 2025. Whether you see them as symbols of destiny, spiritual signposts, or cosmic nudges, these numbers are here to do more than inspire hope. They're here to reconnect you with the deeper wisdom already within you. So take a deep breath, settle in, and let's begin this journey not just toward possible winnings, but toward insight, clarity, and the kind of prosperity that starts from the inside out. 1. Number 26. As we arrive at number 26, we find ourselves standing at a meaningful thresholder moment to reflect, integrate, and align with a deeper sense of purpose. In the realm of numerology, 26 is far more than a number. It is a powerful fusion of dual energy S2, which represents cooperation and partnership, and 6, which embodies balance, nurturing, and the care for others. When these vibrations unite, they form a potent symbol of material success, deeply rooted in spiritual awareness, reminding us that true fulfillment is never found in outer achievement alone, but in inner harmony as well. With the rare planetary alignments of 2025 on the horizon, the timing of this energy could not be more profound. The universe itself seems to echo the message of 26, to harmonize what's within us and around us. It calls us to blend our aspirations with the lessons life has taught us, transforming experience into wisdom and ambition into meaningful direction. The great teacher Buddha once said, "There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path." A truth that mirrors the essence of 26 progress, not through conflict or ego, but through peace and understanding. Much like the cycles of nature that give and take with gentle rhythm, 26 speaks of endings that lead to beginnings and challenges that shape us for the better. Nostradamus saw 26 as a time of reckoning when we are invited to harmonize opposites, resolve tension, and confront life's crossroads with maturity and insight. The mystic Baba Vanga, too, viewed 26 as a number of karmic healing, a chance to recalibrate our journey with purpose and care. So as we walk into this potent phase, ask yourself, where in your life can you replace striving with flow, force with cooperation, and fear with clarity? Whether you are navigating career ambitions, personal transitions, or relationships, let the wisdom of 26 inspire you to act not only for success, but for harmony. And remember, in a world that often chases more, sometimes the greatest gain is learning how to align with what truly matters. 2. Number 3. Let's talk about the number 3, a number that brings with it a spark of joy, creativity, and genuine self-expression. When you connect with the energy of 3, you're tapping into a force that urges you to open up, to create, and to express who you truly are without holding back. In numerology, 3 is often called the creative communicator because it holds a natural ability to share ideas with clarity, warmth, and enthusiasm. It's a number that reminds you that your voice matters, your imagination is powerful, and your joy has the potential to light up not just your life but the lives of those around you. So, how often do you let your creative side shine without judgment or fear? The number 3 is also deeply connected to the planet Jupiter, which is known for its expansive energy. Jupiter doesn't believe in playing small. It inspires wisdom, growth, and new possibilities. And when this planetary force combines with the vibrant spirit of 3, it's a call to dream bigger and express louder. Across many cultures and spiritual paths, the number 3 has always been seen as sacred. It represents a harmony between mind, body, and spirit, and a bridge between thought and action. It teaches that balance is not about stillness, but about movement, moving with purpose, guided by both heart and mind. As we approach Monday, April 28th, let 3 be your reminder to embrace your inner artist, to speak your truth, and to bring your colorful ideas to life. Are you willing to follow what lights you up inside? Because when you do, you're not just chasing luck or numbers, you're stepping into a flow of life where fulfillment comes from being unapologetically yourself. So here's the lesson from 3. Your joy is a compass, your creativity is a gift, and your authentic self is your greatest power. 3. Number 7. Let's talk about the number 7, the third number in our journey toward discovering the 6 numbers that may guide you to a life-changing jackpot on Monday, April 28th, 2025. But beyond the lure of luck and numbers, I want to speak directly to you, the listener, because the energy of 7 isn't just about chance, it's about connection. In both numerology and spiritual traditions across time, 7 is known as the number of the seeker, the one who dives deep, not to find answers outside, but to uncover truth within. It's a number of contemplation, spiritual awakening, and intuition. In Buddhist thought, 7 carries a sacred energy. It appears in the symbolism of the Buddha taking 7 steps after his birth, pointing toward the direction of enlightenment. As the Dhammapada teaches, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. And this is exactly what the number 7 invites us to do. Think deeply, reflect fully, and walk mindfully. It's not a number of fast change or external noise. 8 is slow, deliberate, and inward. Linked with the dreamy planet Neptune in astrology, 7 opens the door to visions, intuition, and subtle understanding. So ask yourself gently, in the quiet moments when all distractions fall away, what is your heart truly seeking? Is it clarity, peace, or a purpose greater than the next win? The number 7 reminds us that alignment with our higher self is the real jackpot, and maybe, just maybe, when you are centered in that truth, the material blessings follow. So as you prepare your numbers and set your intentions for April 28th, don't forget to pause, breathe, reflect. What is 7 showing you about your current path? Stay tuned, because we're only just beginning this journey toward not only luck but meaning. If you've made it this far, you're already one step closer to unlocking the 6 numbers that could change your life this Monday, April 28th, 2025. Drop a comment below with Lucky Monday to show you're ready to claim your fortune. Stay tuned until the end. There's still powerful insight ahead that could be your key to winning big. 4. Number 11. Let's now turn our attention to a number that carries profound meaning and deep energy. Number 11. Known in numerology as a master number, 11 isn't just any ordinary figure. It's a powerful symbol of spiritual awareness, intuition, and visionary insight. When you connect with the vibration of 11, you're not just looking for answers in the outside world, you're tuning into the quiet wisdom already within you. 11 invites you to go beyond what's obvious, encouraging a deeper understanding of your life's purpose and reminding you that sometimes the most important guidance comes not from logic, but from intuition. Much like how we occasionally feel a pull towards something greater, 11 serves as a gentle nudge to pay attention to those inner whispers, especially in moments of uncertainty. Across spiritual teachings and even astrology, where it aligns with the planet Uranus, the bringer of breakthroughs and fresh thinking, 11 acts as a symbol of transformation and inspiration. It's no coincidence that many visionaries, thinkers, and spiritual seekers feel a special connection with this number. It's seen as a messenger that helps us bridge the gap between our daily responsibilities and our higher aspirations. As we approach Monday, April 28th, allow yourself to be receptive to this subtle but powerful energy. Don't dismiss your gut feelings or the sudden flashes of insight. They may be your inner wisdom lighting the way forward. In our fast-paced modern lives, it's easy to ignore these signals, but 11 reminds us to slow down, reflect, and trust that we're being guided towards something meaningful. So the question is, are you open to seeing the world and yourself through a clearer, more inspired lens? 5. Number 4. Let's dive into the meaning behind number 4, a number that quietly carries the strength of a mountain and the calm of steady footsteps. If you've been feeling the need for more structure or craving a sense of direction, the energy of 4 is speaking directly to you. It stands for stability, reliability, and the wisdom of slow but steady growth. Known as the builder in numerology, this number teaches us that lasting success isn't born from quick wins, but from firm foundations and consistent action. Think about it. What in your life right now needs more stability? Where can you apply more discipline or patience? The number 4 encourages us to take a grounded, practical approach, to map out our goals with care, and to build our dreams brick by brick. Astrologically tied to Saturn, the planet of responsibility and long-term effort, 4 reminds us that time is not our enemy, it's our ally, helping shape our path with each small, intentional step. Spiritually, 4 reflects harmony with nature, aligning with the 4 elements earth, water, fire, and air, which together keep the world in balance. This connection reminds us that when we live in sync with natural rhythms, our actions gain deeper meaning. As Monday, April 28th approaches, let the presence of 4 guide your actions. Stay grounded, stay consistent, and don't rush the journey. Are you willing to show up day after day, even when progress feels slow? That's where real growth happens. The lesson here is simple yet powerful. True success comes from commitment, structure, and trust in the process. Build with care, act with purpose, and let the foundation you lay today carry you into a future of strength and stability. 6. Number 35. Now, if you've stayed with me until this moment, thank you, and you're about to be rewarded with something truly special. Our final and most meaningful number for Monday, April 28th, 2025, number 35. This isn't just a number, it's a message, a vibration, a quiet guide walking beside you as you move through life's changing tides. 35 carries a rare energy that merges the expressive, optimistic spirit of the number 3 with the adventurous, freedom-loving force of the number 5. Together, they create a dynamic yet grounded force, often known in numerology as the harmonizer. Why is this important for you? Because in the midst of a world constantly shifting, 35 reminds you that you have the power to adapt without losing your center. It speaks directly to those of us who feel called to grow, but not just grow, wildly grow, with purpose, with clarity, and with heart. And here's something that adds depth. Seers like Nostradamus and Vanga both acknowledged the unique role of 35. They saw it as a sign of spiritual resilience, a kind of cosmic whisper during times of great change, calling humanity to stay open, stay curious, and stay connected to a higher vision. Think about your own life right now. What changes are unfolding for you? Can you feel where you're being asked to step into the unknown while still honoring your roots? This is what 35 offers, the courage to change and the wisdom to stay aligned with what truly matters. As April draws us closer to the potent energies of 2025, consider this your nudge from the universe, not just to dream bigger, but to live more fully and intentionally. Let 35 be your reminder that even in times of uncertainty, balance is possible, growth is beautiful, and your journey can be both bold and deeply meaningful. What's one area of your life where you're ready to blend stability with boldness? Let this number be the sign you've been waiting for. Thank you for tuning in to today's video, revealing 6 numbers that could change everything on Monday, April 28th, 2025. I'm truly grateful to have you here as part of this growing community. If this is your first time watching, drop a comment saying, "I'm feeling lucky." And if you've been with us for a while, comment, "Back again for the win." Your comments and support not only bring us closer as a community, but they also keep us motivated to bring you more exciting content. Let's keep chasing those dreams together, shall we? How to release negative energy and create prosperity. According to Buddhism, have you ever felt buried under a mountain of stress, doubt, and restless thoughts, so weighed down that even the idea of true abundance seems out of reach? According to centuries-old Buddhist wisdom, the key to transforming that heavy, negative energy into genuine prosperity isn't found in chasing more stuff, but in learning to meet the present moment with clear, curious awareness. By training your mind to observe each thought, feeling, and sensation without judgment, you create a vital gap between automatic reactions and conscious choice, a space where old patterns lose their power and new possibilities take root. In this series, we'll explore 6 powerful practices from cultivating mindful awareness to setting compassionate intentions that guide you step by step toward releasing inner tension and unlocking the natural flow of peace, clarity, and lasting abundance. Let's begin our journey with the foundational practice of cultivating mindful awareness, where every breath becomes an invitation to awaken the fertile ground of your mind. Number 1. Cultivate mindful awareness. In today's fast-paced world, filled with distractions, responsibilities, and constant stimulation, it's easy for negative energy to build up without us even realizing it. We often carry stress from our jobs, worries about finances, or unresolved emotional burdens that quietly weigh down our minds and bodies. According to Buddhist wisdom, the first and most vital step in releasing this negative energy and creating prosperity is to cultivate mindful awareness. Mindfulness is not just about sitting in meditation, it's a way of living, of being fully present with whatever arises, without judgment or resistance. When we begin to observe our thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations with gentle curiosity, we start to understand their impermanent nature. Just as clouds drift across the sky without altering the sky itself, our emotions, even the most intense ones like anger, fear, and craving, come and go. Through regular mindfulness meditation, such as quietly sitting and following the natural rhythm of your breath, we develop the inner capacity to recognize when these mental storms begin to form. We learn not to suppress or act on them impulsively, but instead to acknowledge them as passing phenomena. This simple act of observation creates space between stimulus and response, allowing clarity and wisdom to arise. In that spacious awareness, negative energy loses its grip, and we become free to choose responses aligned with peace and compassion rather than old habits. As the Buddha wisely said, "You yourself must strive, the Buddhas only point the way." This quote reminds us that no one else can walk this path for us. We must take responsibility for our own transformation. And transformation begins with awareness. When you become aware of how certain thoughts feed anxiety or how holding on to resentment blocks joy, you naturally begin to let go. Just like a fire dies out when it's no longer being fed, Negative patterns dissolve when we stop fueling them with unconscious reactions. In this sense, mindfulness becomes a powerful tool for inner purification. It helps you return to the present moment where real life is happening, not in the regrets of the past or fears about the future. To bring this into daily life, you might start by paying attention during ordinary routines. Feel the warm water while washing your hands. Notice the sound of leaves rustling, or observe your emotions when someone cuts you off in traffic. These small acts of attention strengthen your mental clarity and emotional resilience over time. Remember what Thich Nhat Hanh beautifully said, "Feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Conscious breathing is my anchor." By anchoring yourself in the present, you're no longer swept away by every thought or mood. This grounded awareness not only releases built-up negativity, but also makes space for prosperity to grow, because a peaceful mind is fertile soil for joy, kindness, and abundance to take root. In modern life, where many people chase prosperity through external means like money or status, Buddhism teaches that true wealth begins within. A calm, mindful mind sees opportunities clearly, builds better relationships, and makes wiser decisions. Prosperity, in this sense, is not merely about having more, it's about needing less and appreciating more. So as you walk the path of awareness, know that every breath you take mindfully is a step toward greater inner peace, and with peace, prosperity follows naturally. Number 2, practice loving kindness, Mettā. Let's talk about something incredibly powerful, something that can truly shift the energy of your life from heaviness to lightness, from struggle to flow, practicing loving kindness, also known as Mettā. In the Buddhist path, this practice is not just about being nice or trying to force a smile when things go wrong. Mettā is a deeply transformative mindset, a way of relating to yourself and others that opens the door to emotional healing, peaceful relationships, and true prosperity, not just in terms of money or success, but in terms of inner richness and harmony. So, how often do you truly wish yourself well? When was the last time you paused and offered yourself a moment of genuine care? Loving kindness meditation starts with you, not because you're being selfish, but because you cannot pour from an empty cup. When you sit down, settle your breath, and begin repeating simple phrases like, "May I be safe and peaceful," or "May I be free from suffering," you are planting seeds in the garden of your mind. At first, these words might feel mechanical, especially if you're holding on to a lot of pain or self-judgment. But keep going. Mettā is not a quick fix, it's a slow, steady turning of the heart. With time and sincere practice, those phrases begin to take root, and something tender and alive begins to grow inside you. Compassion. And once you begin to feel that warmth and the kindness you offer yourself starts to feel real, you naturally start extending it outward. First, to the people you love. May they be safe and peaceful. May they be free from suffering. But the real magic happens when you extend Mettā to those you're neutral toward, maybe the person you pass by every day but barely notice. And yes, even to those who challenge you or have hurt you. Can you wish them peace, not because you're excusing their actions, but because you're choosing not to carry the weight of resentment anymore? This is where the true shift happens. When you cultivate goodwill toward all beings, even difficult ones, something inside you softens. You're no longer clinging to old pain or building emotional walls. Instead, you begin to feel more free, more open, more connected. Think about it, how much energy do we waste holding grudges, replaying old arguments in our minds, or feeling bitter about someone else's behavior? Mettā clears that clutter. It releases that stuck energy and allows you to move forward lighter, calmer, and more balanced. And that state of balance, that is the foundation of real prosperity. Because in Buddhism, prosperity isn't just what you have, it's how you live, how you love, and how much peace exists in your heart. A peaceful heart creates peaceful actions, and peaceful actions build trust, harmony, and abundance in your relationships, your work, and your community. It all begins with this one practice, offering kindness again and again until it becomes the very way you live. So, how would your life feel if you started each day with a few moments of metta? Could this small, steady practice become the way you heal past hurts and open the door to a more joyful, prosperous life? Here's what today's lesson teaches us. Kindness is not weakness, it is strength. It takes real courage to face your inner critic with compassion and to send love toward people who've hurt you. But when you do, you break the cycle of negativity. Mettā meditation shows us that peace begins in the heart and radiates outward. And when you live from that place, prosperity naturally follows, not because you chase it, but because you embody it. Start small, be consistent, and watch how everything begins to shift. Number 3. Embrace generosity, Dāna. Of course, let's dive deep into the wisdom of Dāna, or generosity, and explore how this ancient yet timeless practice helps us release negative energy and welcome prosperity into our lives, not just material wealth, but a richer, fuller way of living. When you hear the word generosity, what comes to mind? Maybe giving money, offering help, or donating to those less fortunate. But in the heart of Buddhist teachings, generosity is something far deeper. It's not just a one-time act, it's a way of being, a mindset of openness, compassion, and willingness to give, even when we feel like we don't have much. You see, when we're clinging tightly to what we have, whether it's our time, our energy, or our resources, that clinging creates tension. It generates fear, the fear of loss, the fear of not having enough, the fear that if we give too much, we'll be left empty. But Buddhism gently reminds us that this is actually a kind of illusion. In reality, when we give freely from the heart, we don't lose, we grow. Have you ever noticed how good it feels to help someone without expecting anything in return? Maybe you offered someone a kind word on a hard day, or gave food to someone who was hungry, or simply listened when a friend needed to talk. In those moments, your heart softens. That's Dāna at work. It's not about the size of the offering, it's about the sincerity behind it. And this sincerity, this intention to ease someone else's suffering or bring them joy, is what creates spiritual wealth. According to Buddhist thought, this kind of giving doesn't just help the person who receives it, transforms the giver. It dissolves self-centered thinking and slowly unravels the tight knots of ego and fear that keep us stuck. So, if you're feeling overwhelmed, weighed down by negativity, or constantly worried about your future, try this. Give, not recklessly, but mindfully. Ask yourself, what do I have that I can offer today? It could be a skill, a smile, a helping hand, or even just your full attention. These simple offerings have profound power. And here's something beautiful. The act of giving breaks the cycle of attachment, which is one of the root causes of suffering in Buddhism. When we practice generosity, we create space in our lives, space for joy, space for connection, and space for prosperity to flow in naturally. What's amazing is that you begin to notice blessings returning to you in ways you never expected. Maybe not always directly, but like seeds planted in rich soil, they bloom in their own time. You might find more peace in your heart, deeper relationships, or a sense of purpose that can't be measured in dollars. And in a world that often equates success with accumulation, this kind of wealth is truly radical. So let me ask you, what if your next step toward a more prosperous, peaceful life wasn't about getting more, but giving more? What would it look like to live each day as an offering? How would it feel to trust that your kindness, no matter how small, matters in the grand unfolding of life? Personally, I've found that the days I give the most, whether it's time, compassion, or simply attention, are the days I feel richest inside. There's a quiet joy that comes from knowing you've lightened someone else's burden, even just a little. And that joy, my friend, is the kind of wealth that no one can ever take away from you. When you live generously, you're not just improving someone else's life, you're healing your own heart. You're aligning yourself with the flow of life, which always moves in the direction of connection, not separation. And in this alignment, prosperity, true prosperity, becomes not a goal, but a natural outcome. By reaching this point, you're already aligning yourself with the path of peace and prosperity. Type "clear mind, full life" in the comments to show your dedication to living with intention and balance. Stay with you. Moment of stillness holds a key to greater abundance. Number 4. Follow ethical conduct, Sīla. In the heart of Buddhist teachings, ethical conduct, known as Sīla, is not just about rules or restrictions. It's a way of aligning our daily actions with our deeper values so that we can live with clarity, peace, and purpose. In the Noble Eightfold Path, 3 specific practices form the foundation of Sīla: right speech, right action, and right livelihood. These aren't abstract spiritual ideals. They are real, practical guidelines for how we speak, behave, and make a living. When we practice right speech, we learn to speak truthfully, kindly, and mindfully, which helps us avoid the kind of negative energy that arises from gossip, lies, or harsh words. Words are powerful. They can either plant seeds of peace or fuel division, and in today's fast-moving world, especially with the influence of social media, being mindful of how we communicate is more important than ever. Right action encourages us to live in a way that causes the least harm and the most benefit to ourselves and others. It means being guided by compassion, whether in our relationships, our communities, or even in the simple choices we make each day, like how we treat animals, how we consume resources, and how we respond when others are suffering. And when it comes to right livelihood, the teachings ask us to earn our living in ways that don't contribute to the harm of others or the planet. For many people between the ages of 30 and 65, this may be a time of re-evaluating career paths or feeling called to find deeper meaning in the work we do. Aligning our livelihood with our values is a powerful step toward not just external success, but inner fulfillment. The beauty of ethical conduct is that it's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. When we live ethically, we reduce the inner friction that often shows up as guilt, anxiety, or confusion. These mental states act like heavy clouds, dimming our clarity and draining our energy. But when we're aligned with integrity, we free ourselves from that weight, allowing a natural sense of peace to arise. This peace is not passive, it's deeply empowering. It gives us the strength to face challenges without resentment, and the calmness to make decisions from a place of wisdom rather than reactivity. In the long run, ethical living becomes one of the most powerful ways to release negative energy because it stops the cycle of mental and emotional turbulence at the source. Think about it. How often does stress come from regret about something we said, a decision that didn't feel right, or a job that doesn't reflect who we truly are? Sīla helps cut through that noise by grounding us in what matters. And this is how ethical conduct ties directly to prosperity, not just financial prosperity, but the kind of richness that comes from living a life you can be proud of. When people know they can trust you, they are more likely to connect, collaborate, and support your journey. Integrity builds relationships, and relationships are at the heart of every form of meaningful success. In business, in family, in friendships, when your words and actions consistently reflect your values, you become a source of stability and inspiration to those around you. And even more importantly, you become a source of peace to yourself. So wherever you are in life, whether you're building a career, raising a family, or entering a time of reflection and renewal. Ethical conduct be your compass. It's not a burden, it's a blessing that clears the path, both inwardly and outwardly, for true prosperity to flow. Number 5. Transform obstacles into opportunities. When life throws challenges your way, whether it's pressure at work, misunderstandings with loved ones, or even the quiet weight of self-doubt, these are not just random misfortunes. In the Buddhist path, they are powerful opportunities to grow, reflect, and ultimately transform. You may not have control over what happens to you, but you do have the power to choose how you respond. This is where real prosperity begins, not with wealth or success, but with inner strength and clarity. The Buddha taught us that life includes both joy and suffering, and it's how we meet the suffering that shapes who we become. Instead of resisting these challenges or wishing them away, can you approach them with curiosity and kindness? This is where the 4 foundations of mindfulness can guide you, tools that help you turn any moment, even the difficult ones, into a doorway toward wisdom. First, bring awareness to your body. Ask yourself, where do I feel this tension? Maybe it's a tight jaw, clenched fists, or a racing heart. The body never leaves it, often reveals the stress we haven't yet acknowledged with our mind. Second, look at your feelings. What emotions are really there beneath the surface? Is it frustration, fear, sadness, or maybe even guilt? Don't label these feelings as bad. They're simply messengers trying to show you something. Third, observe your mind. What thoughts are spinning around? Are you judging yourself or someone else? Are you caught in a loop of what-ifs and should-haves? Notice the stories your mind is telling and gently question them. Are they true? Are they helpful? And finally, turn to the Dhamma teachings of truth. What insight from the Buddha's words applies here? Perhaps it's the understanding of impermanence, that this moment too shall pass. Or maybe it's the practice of compassion for yourself and for others who, like you, are just trying to get through life with a bit more peace. This simple but profound investigation transforms obstacles into stepping stones. Every time you stay present instead of reactive, every time you reflect instead of explode, you build resilience, the quiet strength of a mind that is rooted, calm, and open. And that, in Buddhism, is a true form of prosperity. It's not about escaping difficulties, but learning to meet them with awareness and grace. Isn't that the kind of wealth that really lasts? So, next time you face a challenge, pause and ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? How can I grow from it? What can I let go of? And what can I learn to hold more gently? Let your obstacles become your teachers. Let your pain guide you to peace. And remember, the path isn't about perfection, it's about transformation. Lesson to carry with you. Every difficulty contains a seed of awakening. Through mindfulness of the body, feelings, mind, and the teachings, you can learn to meet life as it is and find strength not in avoiding suffering, but in walking through it with courage and compassion. This is how we release negative energy and open ourselves to a deeper kind of prosperity that no one can take away from us. Number 6. Set clear, compassionate intentions. Have you ever noticed how the way you start your day often shapes everything that follows? The early hours carry a special energy, like freshly fallen snow waiting for your footprints. And one of the most powerful ways to use that space is to begin with a clear, compassionate intention. In the teachings of the Buddha, intention setanize like the seed from which all our thoughts, words, and actions grow. When we set an intention grounded in kindness and clarity, we are choosing to steer our lives toward peace, even in the midst of uncertainty or stress. So before the world rushes in with its noise and demands, take a moment, just a quiet breath, and Gently say to yourself, "May I act with clarity and compassion today." This small vow may seem simple, but don't underestimate its power. It's like lighting a candle in the dark. It becomes your guiding light. Think about it. What would happen if you started every morning by consciously directing your mind toward goodness? You wouldn't just be reacting to life, you'd be creating it, moment by moment, with presence. And this is where the real shift happens. Over time, as you make this practice a daily habit, your intention stops being just a thought. It becomes a way of being. You begin to walk through life with a calmer heart, a gentler presence, and a deeper awareness of your impact on others. And this, in itself, is a form of prosperity. Not just the kind you can see in a bank account, but the kind that blossoms in your relationships, your sense of purpose, and your peace of mind. Let me ask you this. Have you ever paused in the morning and asked yourself, how do I want to show up for the people around me today? Most of us rush into our tasks without checking in with the heart. But when you do, you might find that your whole energy changes. Maybe you become a little more patient with someone who's struggling. Maybe you speak more kindly, even to yourself. And little by little, that energy of intention ripples outward, touching the lives of others in quiet, beautiful ways. This is how the inner work we do becomes a gift to the world. And when your inner world is generous, your outer world begins to reflect that. But here's something important to reflect on. Are your current intentions aligned with who you truly want to become? Because if we don't take time to consciously choose our direction, we can end up living someone else's story driven by fear, habit, or outside expectations. Buddhism invites us to live deliberately, not automatically. To move through life, not in reaction, but with presence. And setting a compassionate intention is like laying down a foundation for that presence to grow. Personally, I find that when I take even just a few seconds to set a heartfelt intention in the morning, my day unfolds differently. There's more grace, more space. I catch myself before I react. I speak more honestly. I listen more deeply. It doesn't mean the day is perfect, it means I'm more present for all of it. The joy, the stress, the little victories, and even the awkward moments. And when we meet life in this way, it begins to open up to us. The Buddhist path isn't about escaping life, it's about embracing it fully, with wisdom and compassion as our guides. So I invite you to consider, what intention would truly serve you right now? What quality of heart do you want to nurture not just today, but every day? When we choose compassion, even quietly, we are already creating a more abundant life. And from that place of abundance, prosperity flows not just toward us, but from us into the world. As the Dhammapada says, if a man speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows him like a shadow that never leaves. What kind of shadow will follow you today? And there you have it, or 6 powerful numbers for Monday, April 28th, 2025. Whether you see them as symbols of luck, spiritual insights, or cosmic nudges, remember that the real jackpot is the wisdom you carry forward. Let these numbers inspire not just hope, but alignment between your dreams, your actions, and your inner peace. If today's journey sparked something within you, clarity, curiosity, or even a quiet sense of wonder, then don't forget to support the journey of wisdom. Like this video, share it with someone who might need a little guidance or good energy, and subscribe to our channel. And most importantly, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming. Next, we've got more insights, stories, and teachings that just might shift your life in beautiful ways. Thank you for walking this path with us. Stay wise, stay grounded, and until next time, may your journey be guided by clarity, compassion, and a little cosmic magic.